Hey everybody, March 14th, National Potato Chip Day. Today we're going to try to make our own potato chips. Well, a take on our own potato chips, let's put it that way. I saw this cool thing online. I saw this picture. I'm going to show you this picture. They're called tornado potatoes. Here it is. So I thought, why can't we try to make something like that at home? So that's exactly what we're going to do today. I have a regular russet potato and I also have a sweet potato. So I figured we'd try both and see how we do. I have this cool pot that I believe is used for asparagus normally. It comes with this basket that sits in there. So I think you're supposed to like cook your asparagus in this or something. I think. I don't know. Somebody knows better than me. Anyway, so it's a nice tall pot, so I thought that would probably work because we have to skewer our potatoes and stick them in the hot oil to fry. So I needed something kind of narrow and deep enough that I wouldn't have to, put 5 gallons of oil. I mean, like a commercial fryer. So this is small enough that I have a decent amount of oil in there. I have my candy thermometer, so when we get this to about 350, we know it's about ready to fry our potatoes. The only thing, I was going crazy today trying to find a spiral slicer. It's that little spiral thing with the screw you stick in here and you turn it with your finger and the blade and you get that accordion-like spiral. 20 years ago you could find that thing everywhere. Now I went to like 5 different places today, couldn't find this thing. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to use our mandolin slicer and we're going to slice some potato chips, but we're still going to do the skewer technique. We may try to come up with some kind of funky design or something of our own, just to make it look kind of cool on a skewer, and then we're going to fry it. Okay, so let's get started today. Here's my 2 potatoes. I'm going to start with slicing my potatoes. Okay, so if you have one of these mandolin slicers, it's a really great thing to have, just because it makes a nice uniform chip. They're all going to be the same size. Now, you also can take the skin off if you don't want the skin on, but you're going to fry it anyway. So it's really not going to hurt you one way or the other. But it's a matter of preference. If you don't like the skin on, by all means, take the skin off, okay? But if you do keep the skin on, you're going to see this little edge of skin here. It's not a big deal. If you do keep the skin on, just make sure you really scrub your potato like we did really good, okay? Because you want a nice clean potato. Be careful when you get down to the end here, okay? See? And there's our uniform chips, okay? Perfect. Now we'll do the same thing with our sweet potato. Okay, so now we have our potatoes all sliced. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. I'm taking a skewer and I'm threading them onto, let's see, get close enough. You can see where I am here, okay? You see that? Yeah. You're just going to put it through, but don't push it all the way down. Just leave it up, and then take another one and put it opposite side, so it kind of looks like that. You know what I mean? So one sticking out one way, one sticking the other way. Now the first one you put on, you're going to overlap and spear it through so it makes like a U shape, and then do the second one like that, okay? And then you're just going to continue, keep adding potatoes, potatoes, potatoes till it kind of looks like that. See what I mean? And you just keep overlapping so it's all going to kind of make like a braid kind of effect. And then put as many as you want, but we want to make sure that they're all going to be able to sit in the oil. So we're probably not going to be able to do that huge thing. If I took it to work with me and I used my fryer at work, a commercial fryer, that I could stick the whole skewer in there, which I might do and take a picture of or something. I don't know, we'll see. But I thought this is a really cool thing to do in the summertime. If you're having a barbecue and you got kids over and stuff, kids would love running around with these potato chip things. Just make sure you take the pointy edge off the thing before you give it to the kids. Just snip that off there so it's not sharp. But, I mean, the kids would love sitting there eating potato chips like this. I mean, how cool is that? Alrighty, so we're going to do a bunch like that, and we're also going to do some sweet potato ones, and we'll be back when we're ready to fry, okay? Okay, so we're all ready. Now, the sweet potato didn't want to bend like the regular potato did, so we just put them on the center of our skewer. So this kind of looks more like that tornado thing, okay? So we're going to do the two different kinds. Our oil is ready. Just be careful when you're frying, especially because these are wet, that you don't want to blow yourself up here, okay? So I guess we'll just hold that there for a minute. I was hoping I could just rest it in there, but it wants to float. So we'll just hold it there for a couple minutes, I guess, and fry our chips. Price you pay for making your own potato chips. This is more like a craft show today, you know, trying something fun than actually a cooking segment. I don't expect people to sit home and make their own chips. You can go to the store and buy a gazillion different varieties of chips. So you don't necessarily have to make your own chips. Just a fun thing if you wanted to today, especially if you have kids and the kids in the summertime, and kids would have a ball, like I said, with these kind of cool making their own chips. I mean, don't let them do this. Obviously, you would do this part of it. But they could sit, stand off to the side and kind of watch you do it. All right? Okay. I switched over to our big skillet pan for a couple reasons. The fun of this project, after about 10 minutes, goes right out the window. When you have to stand there holding that stick in the oil. It takes the fun out of it. I'm one of those people, I don't like standing over a pot and stirring and stirring and stirring it. Not my thing. Unless it's risotto, then I don't mind so much. Because that you kind of here and there. Anyway, so I went to this big skillet where I can let these sit here, and I'm just going to kind of flip them around. The sweet potato ones really didn't work on the skewer because I couldn't fold them into this pattern. Here's one of the regular ones. As you can see, it's nice and crispy, and that was the effect we were going for, which is why we're continuing them with this one. But with the sweet potato ones, because we put the skewer right in the center, they all kind of, instead of staying in that accordion shape, they all kind of went together and pressed together. And now they were frying, because I guess when it was frying, the bubbles were pushing them all together on the skewer, and so some of them were cooked inside, some of them weren't. Sweet potato one doesn't work. So, the other reason I went to this flat pan is because I'm going to do these skewer ones just for the fun of it, because we started it and we started a few of them. The rest of the potatoes I'm just going to fry like normal and make some fried potato chips, just like anybody else. I have my salt ready. When they come out, I'm going to paper towel them, a little salt on them, and we'll have some nice homemade sweet potato chips. Alrighty? So I'll see you back when all this stuff is done frying. Alright, so I just wanted to show you this part of it. Our skewers are done. Our regular potato chip skewers, they're nice and crispy. As soon as they come out, put them on paper towel. I salt them a little bit because you want to salt them when they're wet so the salt sticks to the chip. If you're salting your chips, or you can just eat them like that. And then now I'm just frying our sweet potato slices, and we're just going to make some regular sweet potato chips, our own chips. You could season them up if you want, put a little Old Bay seasoning if you like that kind of flavor to it, or maybe a mix of something like cumin and cayenne, and if you like them a little spicy. But we're just going to do a little salt on all of ours because I like the combination of the sweet potato, a salty sweet potato chip. Something about it just gets me going there. But that's it. So we're just frying our chips regular, but I just wanted to show you this part of it so I didn't want to just skip to the end and go, okay, here's our chips. Alright, so there's all our chips today. We have a nice mix of regular chips and sweet potato chips. They all came out pretty good. The skewer idea, nah, not so much. Because the ones on the bottom here didn't really cook all the way through because they weren't sitting in the oil, and again, you had to sit there and, You know, the ones on the top, okay, came out crispy. It's a fun idea, but I think it would have worked a lot better with that spiral thing to actually keep it all together as one piece. We may revisit it at some point, but in the meantime, we do have some nice, fresh, hot potato chips. Like I said, you salt them a little while they're oiled before the oil dries up on them. The sweet potato ones are fantastic. I would definitely do those again. So it's potato chip day, and we made our own chips. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you win. We're gonna eat these chips anyway. Alright? Happy potato chip day, everybody. See you tomorrow.